Hi, this is BJ from Happy Leaf, and I'm going to share with you a very quick and super simple method that we trialed for small restaurants and people who use large quantities of either greens or herbs to make it really easy to have super fresh and local produce right there in the back room. So you can do this in either a 5-gallon or a 3.5-gallon bucket. So I'm going to go through all the materials you need. This is a 3.5-gallon bucket, which we feel we like a little bit better because obviously it's not as heavy as a 5-gallon bucket, and it really holds enough water and nutrients to do the job. So there's no reason to really go any bigger. So the 3.5-gallon bucket, this is what is known as a bucket basket, very common in hydroponics. This is a 10-inch standard, and it snaps right on to the top of the bucket, so it makes it easier not to spill them. This is an 8-inch wide rim net pot, and if you want quite a bit of basil, more than we do in our normal quart jars, but not an insane amount, this would be a nice one to use. It's also shallower, so these are the two options we have. They also come in, so that's an 8-inch, they also come in like a little 4-inch, but 10-inch is the biggest one that I've seen available. So we're going to use the 10-inch because we want lots of produce. Okay, so the first thing you would do is snap it in there. And I have already filled this one up with water. And we want it filled up to the, I guess I'll show you in the empty one here. If you use good light, maybe you can see the shadow of the rim on the inside, and we want it to be full all the way up to the bottom line of that rim on the side of the bucket here, okay? Because when you set the net pot in there with the clay pellets, the water level is going to rise, so you have to be careful of that. That's going to bring the water level nearly to the pot of this net, to the top of this net pot. So this is about the level I want of water. We're going to put this in here and fill it up with Hydroponic clay pellets. And what those are, Hydroponic is one brand of many hydroponic clay pellets. It's just a brand we like to use, and they look like this. They're just really expanded, highly expanded clay. They weigh very close to nothing, very lightweight. Okay, so now I've got my bucket full of nutrient solution, and we use Maxi Grow. We like this for anything that you're growing just for vegetative growth, greens and herbs and things you don't want to flower. They do have a second part, Maxi Bloom, that we do switch to when we're growing things like tomatoes and stuff we do want to flower. But this would be sufficient through your entire life of greens and herbs. And there's also organic, several organic choices. The type of fertilizer you use doesn't really matter. It's personal preference. The most important thing is that you follow the directions on the label and use the right rate, okay? So as long as we've got our rate right, for this Maxi Grow, it's 1 teaspoon per gallon. So I put 3.5 teaspoons in this bucket. So that is already nutrient-filled water, okay? The Maxi Grow dissolves very quickly, which is one reason why we really like it. So you just put it in there, give it a little stir as you're filling the bucket, and voila, okay? So now that's full of nutrient water. I've got my 10-inch net pot full of Hydroponic clay pellets, and I'm gonna set that right on top of there. That's bringing my water level all the way up to a point where I can kind of see it a little bit through my stones. And this is also wettening all my clay pellets, which you want for good germination. Okay, so you can use any brand seed that you prefer. We really like Fruition, but we've been using it so much we ran out. So this is just some basil I picked up at the store. It's a large leaf Italian. And in our Kratky jars, we usually recommend about 5 or 6 seeds. For this, we really kind of sprinkle them all over, and I'd put like 15 to 20 seeds. You can always thin them out later. Okay, so I've got a small little handful of basil seeds here, and I'm just going to sprinkle them around here all the way to the edge of the pot. Don't put them all in one in the center. So I'm sprinkling them around, and again, I can thin this out if I need to, but this will make sure I get lots and lots of good basil. Okay, so that is as easy as it goes. Okay, so we're going to put this under one of our Happy Leaf grow lights, and we'll see germination in about 4 to 6 days on our basil. And last time we potted this, we got several crops out of this basil pot that was probably about this tall. So we cut it down, make some pesto, and then 2 weeks or less later, we'd come up and we'd have another crop. So it really does produce quite a bit of basil, and we'll give you an update when those all are up and growing. Okay, thanks for watching. Super easy. You want fresh local food? This is really an easy way to make it happen. All right, have a good day.